Hello everybody! I hope you're all doing good and ready to fight against me. So today we're going to have Banter Blitz, and I think that you already know how does it work. You have to challenge me with 5-minute blitz game, and then I'm going to play against you and comment my moves, your moves, so I hope that everything goes fine. I know that the schedule is not very regular for me right now because I always had shows on Thursday, but because of the strongest tournament in history, Altibox Norway Chess, is going on, we rescheduled our show. So as soon as it's finished, I will be back to my regular schedule. Well, in Altibox, as you know, my husband is also playing, Anish Giri. We had a little rough start, but then everything went fine. So I'm wishing him best of luck. Good vibes. I sent very, very good feelings. I have very good feelings about the tournament, and I hope that everything will go smooth. Let's get started with the Banter Blitz. First, let me make sure that everything is going on. So please do write in chat that all is going good, and we're gonna start the games very soon. Let me see. I go to Chess24 and I have lots of challenges. I see already. Stream looks good, and let's get started. Okay, that's great. I have lots of challenges, and let's choose somebody who I have not yet played and who wants to play with me very much. Okay, I read in chat that Sebi 1996 wanted to play the first game with me, so there you are. Dreams come true. I don't know, of course, if it was your dream or not, but there we go. Whoop. Yep. Okay, I'm playing with white pieces, and I will start my Banter Blitz today with d4. I am playing lots of things. I'm playing c4, e4, knight f3, but I still consider that d4 is my main weapon, let's say so. Let's see which opening I'm gonna face. I am thinking about c6, yes, right, knight f3, and knight f6 probably. I'm always playing g3 in the blitz games. I don't know if it is let me see. First, I'd like to go bishop g2 and then knight h4. Yeah, this line is quite interesting, I would say. I don't know if knight g6 was very precise or not, but the idea is, of course, that if you're playing Catalan, then you can just transpose into the lines. But if you're not playing Catalan, then g3 wouldn't be good for you. What is white's plan? I want to break through in the center, and my idea, of course, is that I don't have e3 like in the main lines of knight f3, e3 and bishop f5, knight h4. There is no e3, which I already used. I developed my bishop on g5, and I think I'm going for e4 right away. At least I hope so. I don't see any move that can avoid e4. Maybe knight b6 because of e4, take, then c4 pawn will be hanging, but knight b6 is of course not. Oh, that's a good move. This one is a really good move, queen b6, but I wouldn't mind to give up this pawn on b2 because I have rook b1 and rook b7. But I would definitely mind, I think, to give up my d4 pawn, although I have afterwards bishop e3, and the queen will have tiny problems. So let's say I could maybe play queen c2, queen d4, bishop e3, but there is queen g4, and I cannot, unfortunately, I cannot trap the queen. There were fantastic games by Levon Aronian trapping the queen in the Ultibex Norway chess. But first of all, unfortunately, I don't have such skills as Levon Aronian. And second of all, I don't think my position gives me reasons to do so. Okay. I think I'll go for e3. I said I wanted to play e4, but I'll go for e3. Now he can grab my pawn on b2, rook b1 and queen a2, with the idea that he will win another pawn on c4, but I'm gonna get pawn on b7, so this is not going to be bad for me, I think. Because I have, castle is more logical, I also think so, and I agree. But now I will probably start moving on the queen side. Let's say b4, b5 at some point. I can play maybe c5. I still can think of e4 after c5. Although I'm not sure that that's going to be a good idea, because then I am giving up this very important d5 square. a5 is, of course, a good option. He guessed that I wanted to play e4. But now, okay, now let's be a bit ambitious. I don't know where I'm going, but I do want to get my queen on h4, though I don't think that's the best square if I'm not gonna mate the guy. Queen f4, queen h4, knight f3, and afterwards what? I don't really see. But another idea can be g4, queen h3, and start some action. Okay, queen c7 is, of course, quite logical move. And g4 is very ambitious. Now I can play c5 and f4. And just to forever block the pawn movement. But I don't know. How should I mate him? Or will I ever mate him? This is, of course, a big question. One idea is okay, let's go for this one. I can, of course, play something like bishop f4 and then g5, but I don't like it. My plan is to play rook f3, queen h4, and rook h3. Now this all will happen with tempo. How do you defend the mate on h8? Ooh, that's maybe I had to play g5. Yeah, probably I had to play g5. But I still think that I'm doing not so bad. It looks like very passive position for black. It's extremely passive, I would say. And Okay, maybe I can go like this. No, this was a mistake. Oh, I could just play queen h8 check, rook g8. This is a mistake. I'll just go like this. Now how to defend this pawn. Guess there is no good defense. King e7 looks like the only move. I can play queen g7, rook f8, queen g6. Looks very bad for black. Where I can play knight g5. Also, he doesn't have time, so I think resignation will come soon. Still fighting, that's good. I like the spirit. Oui! This I didn't see, but isn't there mate? Beautiful. Very beautiful mate. Thank you. Thanks for letting me to do that. I would go through the game a bit. I think it's much nicer for black not to allow this knight h4, and okay, here to play h6 it would be too much though, but at some point, if you have a chance, if let's say white castles here, it's nicer to play h6. That's what I think. Knight h4 take. Of course, this is completely fine for black. I liked queen b6 very much. And I think critical moment was here, was this pawn hanging or not. To be honest, I think that black should be doing quite okay, because my pieces are not very much in the play. I cannot go queen a3 because queen a1, sorry, because my oh, this is bad. This I can take here like this, and this loses the piece. Okay, then queen a6 should be played, and I can play probably queen b1 or queen b3, and I have compensation for the piece, although knight b6 might be a little problem here, though rook c7. Yeah, I don't know, but I think that queen b2 was much better than what was played in the game. Anyway, thank you for the game. Let's go for the next challenger, and it's going to be he pays. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm playing with black pieces, and it's going to be neither. Okay, let's see. I face this line very often in the Banter Blitz, and I always play b4. But so far nobody managed to get something out of the opening against me. And I know that here is a clear way to get an advantage. And let's see if he knows this. I don't think that's the way I meant, because now I just castled. The position is open, and once I have this bishop, I'm not afraid. The trick is that I cannot take on h4, of course, because of rook h4, and my knight will be hanging on b6. But we're not going to fall for it, of course. And what I want is to advance my a pawn. Okay, he wants to get yeah, he wants to get opposite colored bishops, I will go for a3. But it's not always correct to go for opposite colored bishop, because when it is attacked, then it's going to be a really how to say, not nice for white or black. I think that at this moment I have let's go here. I have attack going on. I should have at least attack going on, because my king is safer than his. We don't want to exchange the queens, that's for sure. If I exchange, then I'm going to be positionally worse, because then the bishop on d5 is much better than my other pieces. Okay, I'll go here. I will get this one here. I don't know if I am doing something correctly. Okay, he defended the b3 square and b3 pawn very nicely. And now it's quite tough for me to get something going on in this on queen side. I will still try, of course, but it's not going to be easy, that's for sure. Okay, h5 played. No, I want to. G6 is not very pleasant threat. What can I do? I am in trouble, I think. G6, HG, Queen H2, I am in huge trouble. I can play something like King F8 and take. Yeah, I think I should play King F8, G6, F takes, H takes, and H6. Now the point is that if F4 or something like this, I will just get my bishop to F6. And why I didn't go? Yeah, I wanted to take here. And first of all, I can play like this, not to give up anything. If Rook F3, I think I can play Queen D4. That's probably was quite a big mistake from my opponent's side. It's not good to allow Queen D4. Although now Rook F4 is there. Oh my god. Queen F5, Bishop F6 I have. Rook F4 is annoying. Nothing special though. Rook F4, Bishop F4, Queen F5, King E7, King E8 is better maybe. Doesn't matter. Queen E7, King E6, Queen E6, King D8, Queen D6. Ah no, Queen D6 is not possible. Yeah, this is a mistake, I think. Just here, Bishop F6. Queen B2 is mate, and it's a very, very big threat. I think the only chance was to play Rook F4. But now Queen B2 or Queen A1 is very, very big. Okay. Don't I have mate just? Like this. Yep. Thank you for the game. I really think that well, rook f3 I think is a mistake. I also think that f4 is a mistake. You're not prepared for this. Maybe it's better to play rook f1 and then just see what I am going to do. I wanted to try king e7, f4 and rook f8, and now it's just a game. But once f4 is played and rook f3, maybe it makes sense to go like this, queen f5, king e7. I can go queen e6. I think that's more that's better. Sorry. King d8. What should I do now? Queen d6 is not possible. Queen e8 maybe. King c7 and king b6. I am going to hide. Yeah, this is not good. So rook f4 was not working as well. I was a bit afraid, but just a little bit of calculation and we very easily understand. Everything gets very clear very soon. Okay, thank you for the game. Let's accept another challenge, and it's going to be that's funny surname. Okay, I'm not going to talk out loud, but I have lots of 3-minute challenges. Please do not challenge me with 3-minute blitz games. Challenge me with 5-minute blitz games because it's quite hard and tough to play and talk at the same time in such with such little time. Let's see who wants to play against me. Random guy. Okay, random guy. There you are. Let's play a random game. King's Indian? No, Grunwald. Okay. Should I try what Nakamura tried against Anish? Probably not, because Anish didn't play bishop g7. Okay, I'm going for this. I don't really remember how does the line go. I am playing here with the intuition because usually I don't go for main lines of Grunwald. So let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, let's take it. How will you punish me for this greediness? Took. Okay, I'll also take. I'll get my bishop here. I'll castle. Yeah, I thought bishop e4 was winning an exchange here, isn't it? Bishop e4, bishop c3, because this bishop is hanging, the rook is hanging, but after bishop c3 I'm going to play move like rook b1, Zwischenzug, and then grab the rook. I think it was a mistake to take on b2. We should always pay attention to opponent's threat, because when we are only thinking about ours, we do forget some very important threats. Oh, that's interesting move. Although I don't know. Okay, let's Let's take this one. Bad thing is that I cannot go knight a4 because then queen a1 would be very... yeah. Alright. Knight d5. Doesn't it work? Take, take. Then I would have two pieces for the rook, and that's a good one. Okay, let's see if knight d5 works. Queen a1, and rook a1. I can of course take here first. Maybe that's better, not to allow e6. But queen a1 should be played. Otherwise, e6. I thought queen a1 was the move. But now, what if I go like this? How can you defend the bishop on d4? Yeah, this is just lost, I think. Queen a3 or queen a2? And then I'll just take on d4. Which leaves me with extra piece. Yep, he resigned. Thank you very much for the game. I think that queen b2 was a very it was just probably a blunder, because after bishop e4 I don't see a way to save exchange. Here I would play just this, take, and the knight is very bad. It cannot come to d7 or to c6. Knight a6 does not look very attractive, and yeah, rook is not active as well, and exchange is an exchange. I think it's winning for white. Thank you for the game. Now let's play against somebody. Glinka. There we go. We're going to play against Glinka, and I will open my position with d5, knight f6. Okay, what do we have? Some reversed version of some sideline. I like to take this bishop. I don't know why people tend to give it to me. I will be greedy. I'll take this pawn as well. And I don't know what he achieved. I'm going to have two bishops, an extra pawn, which is quite healthy. And I will try also to do some kind of pawn fence. Okay, let's develop first. h6. Is there any danger? Okay, rook h6 he wants, obviously, but I'm not going to allow that. I don't think rook h6 makes sense now, because take and king g7. Black is doing very fine. Maybe e4 was... oh, that's a bit strange decision. Okay, take. King g7. Rook has to go, I'll go f6. My king is quite safe. I don't have any doubts about it. Lots of sacrifices. Okay. Let's see what my opponent is up to. What is he going... How is he going to beat me? Okay, I'll defend. Like this. Queen f3, just king g5. Like this, I will go rook g8. Rook g8, rook g8. Queen h6, king e7. Don't I have just an extra rook? f4. Okay, let's take it. And king g7. I think this is very, very fine for me. Rook f8, bishop f5. My king is absolutely bulletproof. You cannot do anything with him, and I'll enjoy my extra rook. I think this is already very, very lost. But of course he will try to frighten me a bit. But it's not so easy to frighten me. c4 maybe. Why bishop d7? Oh, this is not good. Okay, let's give a check. Oh, he resigned. Yeah, I think it was too ambitious to go for this. I don't think he wanted to go e5 right away. Once again, keep the bishop. It has nice square, so h3. Of course h3, and afterwards e5. It is just a game, normal one, and e5 was just a blunder. Okay, let's go for another one. Very, very, very new challenge. It's going to be Bastivenko from Germany. Although he doesn't have... What does it mean? I don't know. Anyway, I guess d4 is being quite successful for me. I am facing now Benoni line. And it's quite an ambitious opening, I would say. I was asked what I would play. What kind of... This is all theory, as I remember. But probably my opponent knows better than me. Yeah, I guess he does. But it's okay. It is a blitz game. And I'm not afraid. The thing I don't understand is that in Benoni it is quite sharp, of course, the games and everything. But I still think that it's quite tough for white to do something. Sorry, for black to do something. This was a mistake. I should not allow b5 that easily. I wanted to play queen d2 with the idea of knight a5 if b5. Ooh, this was such a bad move. Unbelievable. It was a very, very, very bad move. But still, bishop b7 is not there, b5 is hanging. At some point I might go e5, f5, e4, queen g3, or yeah, many moves. Probably knight c7 should be played. But after knight c7, h5, what do you want? Intriguing move it is. I would go for the exchange. I would go for the trade, because then h5 would be a tiny bit weak. c4. All right. Let's check what my opponent is up to. You have to somehow defend this pawn, and I want to go f5 if queen c7. Yeah. Now what should I do? First of all, I would go like this. It is always nicer to keep the tension if it's possible, because then if I took, black would be free to defend with queen f7 or any other move. Now only king g7 is possible, and I don't know what does he want after f4. Bishop has to go to f6 probably, and this is going to be mate, I hope. f6, king f8 is only move. Queen h6, queen h6, king e8. Okay, another line is take here. Take f5, queen f7. f6, no. To play, I can of course play something like rook b2, rook g2, although f6 is very, very tempting. Okay, f6 should be winning. f6, king f8, queen h6, king e8, and queen g7. I want to play queen g8 and take this pawn. How can he defend? I don't think he can defend, so let's go for it. Oh my god, I completely missed this. It's a shame to miss this type. Okay, rook f3. I can play rook f3. I can play f5, but then rook g8 I don't like. Let's say rook f3. How are you going to defend rook h3? Am I in time? Rook g8, let's say, or c3, rook h3. Now I want rook h5. Okay, here I would go f5, I think. Rook g8, king, yeah, f5 should be played. Rook g8, king f2. But then I cannot go rook h8. But still, I have an exchange, and the pawns are not that great anymore. This knight just from b8 went to a6, and that's it. And what else? Rook g8 should be played, I think. Otherwise, I'll take on g6 and play f7. Do you agree with me? I don't know. But I have to be quite quick and quite fast, because if knight joins the game, let's say knight c5, knight e4, then it's not going to be great for me. Let's see what my opponent decides. He's thinking a lot here. It's understandable, he needs time. Oh, this is something that I completely don't understand. So I can play rook h3 first of all. The idea is that if queen f5, then I would take rook h5, and queen g7 is big threat. Queen f5 not. Rook h3, rook g8 is the only move, and I can go king h1. I think this is winning. But not that easy. Okay, here take. Queen h3 should be just mate. Yeah, it is mate. Take, and queen g7. This also should be not that great. Rook g3. Is that queen g7 winning here? Yeah, this is just lost. Okay, thank you for the game. Let's see once again. Yeah, this is the line, and I think black has to play very precise here. What I did not like from my side was queen f3, although I remember that in these lines they go such moves, but initially I wanted to play queen d2 with the idea of knight a5. But I don't think rook b8 is the right move to play here. If you want to do something, at least knight c7 and b5 should be the move. But still, I'm not sure that that's the precise way to play for black. So if you're playing this line, it's much better to have it to know it in big details. Okay. Let's go for another challenge, and I am accepting premium members. It's really great to be premium member on Chess24, because you have lots of things to do on the website. I think it's the best playground in chess world. I am not ashamed to say that. I know there are lots of playgrounds, but I think Chess24 is the best one. Okay, OLTI27, OLT. Again d4, and let's see. Again g3, I will go for g3. Yeah, this is of course the standard classical way to respond this sacrifice, and white is just playing for positional compensation and for we transpose? Probably not. We didn't transpose anywhere, because e6 has to be there instead of c6 c5. That's the point. Okay. Knight a3. I know they play such moves, but I don't like that e6 is not played. I can of course grab the pawn. Let's see. I can can of course take this one, e6. I can go here. I think c3 should have been played. Of course, it looks like it's very dry, equal position, but I really think that white has a little plus here. First of all, because black doesn't have a lot of space. This bishop is quite bad here, and if I grab space with b4, b5, bishop b2, rook c1, it's obvious that it's not an end game. Well, when the queens are off, it is supposed to be an end game. But what is this one? Knight e5. Yeah, I think I'll go knight e5 here. If knight e5, I of course have to grab knight e5 back, but then this rook will have some problems. At least I hope so. Rook b8. First I will play b4 to make sure that the bishop as well has problems. Now I will play knight c6. Rook b7 has to be played, and what should I do here? I can play bishop f4 or bishop e3, maybe bishop e3, because then I am actually threatening to take on e7 and bishop c5, and I'm threatening to take a7 pawn as well. With this type of things, that's why I think that the end game, or the so-called end game, is not equal and white is much better. At least it's much easier for white to play. Black should try to equalize, and I'm not even sure if black can equalize there. Okay, that's of course a smart move, but I'm going to take here. Now rook is in trouble because the pawn on b5 is hanging, and I will grab this one as well. 2 pawns for nothing, I would say. Okay, what about taking here and winning the bishop as well, because there is no rook a8? Yeah, it looks like I'm going to a little trick. I'll just go here. Completely lost. I think c3 had to be played, but I'm not sure that losing time on c6, c5 is good, because what in this position, if e6 is played here instead of c6, the pawn is on c7, e6, dc, and c5. This is a normal line. But without e6, I'm really not sure. Maybe just he had to lose tempo here, and I thought that c3 has to be played. It's okay, very normal, common motive, and it's a very playable position, I think, for both sides. Knight b5 is there, knight c4, e3, and rook b1, bishop a3. At some point d6 square is weak. It's playable, but it had to be played for sure. Okay, let's see how I'm going to do against Gustav Chatterjee 1. I'll again go for g3, I think. Triangle. That's my system. Okay, not mine, but I did series about that. Okay, we actually transposed into Catalan. It's not triangle anymore, so I think my opponent feels quite comfortable with Catalan. But let's see where the theory will take us. D takes, knight takes. Sometimes they allow e5. For example, rook c8 might be played. Sometimes they trade everything in the center. But I think that after knight e4, queen e4, white has still little edge. Now I have to choose, because here are two ways to go. One is on e2, one is on c2. Usually I went for queen e2, but now I would go queen c2 just to experiment. Okay, c5. Let's go rook d1. Should I grab with the rook? Why not? Rook d4. Queen c8, rook d1. Bishop c5 might be played. Rook d2, I think. Oh, sorry. I think it's quite normal position for both sides. I still might like my position a little bit. Where should I go? Where should I go? I don't like... queen b7 is there, yeah? Yeah, okay, what to do? I think queen a4 is a good move, not to allow any bishop b4 or control these d7 squares sometimes. Here I would just trade the light squared bishop, which I'm not very happy about, but I had to do it. There was no other way, absolutely no other way. Knight e4, is it annoying or not? I cannot go rook d7. That's annoying. Queen f3 also there. Maybe I misplayed it very much and I don't have that much possibilities anymore. Rook d1, of course possible. Okay, let's get rid of this pin and bishop. I don't like it. I have to take with the rook because I have to be very careful with knight g5, knight f1, or knight h3, knight f3. I still don't like knight g5 move. But what can I do about it? Let's say knight g5, h4, knight f3, king h1. Looks scary. Looks very, very scary. But the knight is also kind of trapped. Okay, this also makes sense. Although I don't know if it was worth it. Okay, queen c2. I think I have to go queen c2. Knight f3. King h1. If my rook was not here, then I would have huge problems after, I don't know, maybe trade. What's this for? Knight f5, he wants to go knight f5. Okay. I will get here. I'll get back to e1, not to lose the d file. It's very important not to lose this file. Pity, I didn't get anything from the opening. I'm going to be aggressive. Indians are very, very, very tricky chess players, so you have to be quite aggressive against them. Okay. I'm really not sure I'm doing the right thing. But my opponent has less time than me. It is Blitz, and you never know how it's going to go. Queen f2, he wants to play queen f2. I'll go b3 first, and then I will go queen e3, not to allow any queen f2 or stuff like this. h3 should be nice move. And here, okay, I think he decided already to play for a draw because of the time, but my position is getting not worse. I like it. I have d file. e5 is not that great, is it? Knight endgame. Let's try. Let's try to play knight endgame and see how it will go. King to e3. Knight to d5, let's say. King e4. I want to get there. Oh, I won the pawn. That's it, I won the pawn. Good news. Oh, this was mistake. This was not... Why did I go for it? I could just take the pawn and let's take this one as well and go for it. Oh my god, I allowed everything with check. This is so not good. Okay, let's h5. Let's go here. Knight f7 has to be... Okay, this is winning. This is just winning. Thank you for the game. And I think, yeah, I don't know. What I thought here was that I thought that I was doing quite okay, but after rook d2 and bishop e4, I didn't like my position that much, but anyway, it was not the reason to get worse. I think after knight e4, rook d8, bishop e3, take, and knight d2, I am quite worse. Well, a bit worse, let's say. I thought first knight g5, h4, and knight f3, and king h1, but then maybe it's not that great because queen c2, queen e2 is anyway coming, and the knight would have problems to get out of here. Knight d2 was smarter, and knight f3, knight d4, knight f5, a bit of like this movement, but this has to be equal. Although I liked my g4, but f4 was probably not the best move I could do, and just to keep the tension, and after queen c5, b3, I thought probably queen f2 is the move to play. The idea, of course, is the a2 pawn, and if I play, let's say, rook f1, a2 is hanging, I have to go for a3, and then maybe just take here, and queen e2 hanging. I have to go knight e3, but it's now all shaky. Queen f3 is there, queen f4. I don't like it, so I think queen f2 was the move that had to be played. Thank you very much for being here for this hour, for playing against me. I am very happy. I think I had a great day. The games were very interesting, and I think it was quite instructive as well, because we got some positions where I got advantage from the opening, where I didn't get anything, but in the middle game it was quite complicated. I really liked today's games. I don't know yet when I am back, probably next week on Thursday, and I will get my regular schedule, but we will know that very soon. I want to wish Anish best of luck and want to send him very good vibes and good feelings. And let's enjoy the tournament. Let's follow the strongest tournament in history, Altibox Norway Chess, and support the chess players, support the ones who we are rooting for. And yeah, let's enjoy the games. Thank you very much for being with me, for bearing me for this hour, and have a nice day. Enjoy the games, enjoy your evening. Bye bye.